Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today because I am in Costa Mesa, California at T. Winkle Park, and lots of birds, lots of places to walk around, really beautiful. And got the ducks behind me. But there is so much going on with the supply chain. And the supply chain problem that's affecting each and every one of us is only going to get worse right now. And one thing that we're seeing is problems that are just compounding daily here in Southern California with the different ports and the backups and everything that we're seeing. It's just getting worse, and I'm going to explain to you why it's going to get worse. Before I do, please take a second, hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. If you want to join our email list, please sign up for the email list. And there's so much to cover. Also, if you want more access to me, we have a Patreon channel you can sign up for as well. Always like this park. It's really peaceful. They've got a skate park across the street that I am way too old for, that I will not participate in. But the supply problem and the supply chain problem is only getting compounded daily by the fact that these boats are not getting unloaded fast enough. And one thing I love is I have people that write to me from around the world that send me really great information. And there's a subscriber, Tony, who sent me a great story about a law that was passed here in California with the independent truckers. Now, small trucking companies, you know, are like any other small contractors, small businesses, you know, the individual painter, things like that. The small trucking companies were basically aced out of dealing with the ports. They have changed the insurance for these guys to where it used to be $500,000. Now it's millions of dollars that they have to have in liability insurance, which makes it so that some of these people are just priced out of the market and can't even be in business. But there's certain things with the ports. We're hearing, hey, they work 24/7 to unload these places. No, they don't, because now they're coming up with the novel idea of working 24 hours a day. You know, here's a couple things that are fascinating. They are pulling ships out there and they're saying, hey, is this ship holiday merchandise? Okay, well, we'll move you forward. Huh? Okay, that's crazy. Okay, because what about the food? What about the perishables that are sitting out there that are just getting delayed and getting stale as we sit here and wait for the stuff to be unloaded? Plus, it's been rumored and that Amazon and Costco are getting preferential treatment with getting their stuff unloaded. So again, how furious would you be if you were, you know, 30th in line, oh, now you're 34th in line because Amazon's in front of you. So, you know, this happens all the time and the big guys win, you know, time and time again. We all want to be a big guy when you're in business, but sometimes it's just not fair, okay? So we're seeing real problems with this, and it's continuing. And share your thoughts on this. I really want to know what you guys think. I'm going to cover a lot more of this in this video and a lot of the national news as well. So let's get into it. One thing about these small lakes that I find fascinating is a lot of them have these little water tortoises out here. And a lot of these are dropped off by people that couldn't take care of them. So they go to a lake like this and drop them off and hoping that the tortoises survive. Now, the good and bad of that is some of these tortoises get very big, they eat the fish, and it creates real problems with the environment. And so it's interesting, every now and then you get to see 3 of these tortoises just hanging out. Now here's a great article out of CNBC, and I'm going to wrap it into another article. And that, first things first, is that 4.3 million people quit their jobs last month, okay? And there's a myriad of reasons, whether it's political, they hate their job, whatever. The majority of them are in restaurants, 892,000, and retail 721,000 were the leading areas. Now, again, people during this time are sick and tired of, bad working conditions, a bad boss, the company they don't believe in, a lot of things like that. But I can't stand where these people that write these articles come up with a great name for it. This is called the Great Resignation. No, this is stupid, okay? And again, I understand that you don't like your job. We've all been there. I have been there, okay? And you do what you can do. If you know you're going to quit, don't quit your job until you have another job. That's the first thing. But these people that have gone out because of the Great Resignation and they're tired of this, what skills do you guys have that you can go out and just go get another job? That's what I ask my kid, okay? So again, people just can't stand what they do. I'll figure it out. Well, the problem with this is that as we get closer to the holidays, starting with Halloween, and we start to see things change, you're gonna see people work slower than ever. I think that I always get a kick out of something someone's told me multiple times. Well, we're gonna make a decision about buying this, Dan, but Thanksgiving's in a couple weeks. Okay, you guys aren't open during this time. You can't say yes or no between now and then. And I always get a kick out of that, like the world stops working during this time. Now, again, if you read these articles and you look at this stuff and these people that are just fed up with it, I get it, okay? A lot of people were paid a lot of money to sit at home and do nothing during this time when the health crisis started, and they were incentivized by sitting there watching Netflix. So with that being said, people need to realize that they need a skill. And again, if you want to learn something new, I'm all for that. And I talk to people all the time that are in industries that are fed up with their industries. I talk to lawyers that have been lawyers and this just wasn't what they thought it was going to be. They hate it, okay? Who was the last one? It was somebody in the construction industry, told me they hated running their own business. They'd rather work for somebody else, be told where to go. Didn't want to deal with advertising, didn't want to deal with collecting money from clients, which that sounds like a total headache right now. But you're seeing it more and more and more from these different people that just want a change from all this. So share your thoughts on this. Were you guys part of the Great Resignation? And one other thing is, I have a myriad of people that follow this channel. I have people that are broke and that have have their future is they're very concerned about because they don't know how they're going to make ends meet between now and the next month. And then I have really wealthy people. I've had people where I'm filming at the beach and a guy writes me, goes, "Hey, you walked by my house today. I live in that blue house that you walked by and filmed." And I looked at a $30 million house. So you get the extremes doing this that are watching this channel. But for the people that need things, that need benefits, that need programs that are out there, I'm telling you right now, the writing is on the wall that these bureaucratic messes are only going to escalate. If you think that you're going to need food, shelter, unemployment, anything right now, reach out for that right now. Tell your friends to do the same thing because, again, bureaucracy. Now, I know people are going to write me and say, "Dan, I'm in the unemployment office in Davenport, Iowa, and we love everyone, and we're so quick, and we're so great." Maybe, that's great, but generally, the bureaucratic mess is just that, guys, and they're not quick. They don't move fast. And if you need these services, for whatever reason, work on it now. And again, I tell clients this all the time. If you need money for your business or you need something new, work on it now. "Oh, I'll do it next week." Don't do it that way. Work on it now. And again, it just goes to getting things done in a timely fashion. This place is loaded. I mean, this place has got all these different birds. It's got, look at this. It's just got tons of geese out here. And I wonder if they like barbecue chips. I think I got some of those in the car. I'm kidding. Don't write me and tell me I'm feeding barbecue chips. Okay? I think they're Pringles too. No, I'm kidding. Oh. Now here's a great article out of the New York Times, and they are talking about the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, is talking about how the United States and even Europe and other advanced countries are going to have less growth than they had expected. For the United States, they think that we're going to be at 6%, which again, I think you're sniffing glue. If you think that our growth is going to be at 6%, it's crazy. It's going to be low, okay? It's going to be probably 2-3%. But that being said, one of the biggest problems that all these advanced countries are having, two things, are energy prices and getting quality workers, okay? I still don't get it because, guys, as I sit out here on a sunny day and enjoy, a nice park, I think that there are places that people are sending me, hey Dan, here's my backyard, snow. You got the TikTok videos where it's just a blizzard and people live stream that stuff, but that is the norm. But the energy prices that these people are paying right now are through the roof right now, and it's only going to get higher. The factories are paying more money. They cannot get good workers right now because there's a worker shortage, which again, everybody quits their job, but nobody wants to work. I keep looking at all these different positions that are available. And again, I have a business, I've got clients, I've got my YouTube channel and the other stuff that we're trying to do. But I'm not having my medical conferences like I've had in the past. So I'm pretty busy, but I think about jobs that would be fun. Man, the fact that they pay all this money for truck drivers to move fuel and things like that around, that's crazy, guys. They pay these people, $100 grand to go out and deliver fuel, and they can't get people to do it. Now, again, unions, I know I'm gonna hear all this stuff from everybody about what it takes to learn to do that. But again, there are jobs, there are restaurants, there are things you could do for a few hours a day, even that would make a difference in your life and put some money in your pocket. And I'm fascinated that these places are struggling so badly. So, again, everything from restaurants to the dry cleaners to everything is just having trouble with workers. And again, factory workers, that pay a better wage, even they're having trouble. Factories that are paying factory workers a better wage are having trouble getting people right now. So we are seeing absolutely everything right now completely messed up, and a lot of this has to do with the energy costs, the supply chain problems, and it's only going to get worse as the time goes on. So please share your thoughts on this. Have you guys interviewed for jobs and been completely dismayed by the company, or that they're not going to give you the hours? A lot of the places that talk about full-time work don't have full-time work, and again, nobody wants to go have a job for 10 hours a week. So, again, share your thoughts on all this stuff. I'm interested in knowing. One thing that's cool about this park is it has this hill that's elevated above everything else. You've got the different lakes and different water features that you have all over. And it just gives you a different place to walk at. And one thing that fascinates me right now is farming, especially here in California. There is a real problem right now because we have a massive drought here in California that's only going to get worse. It's the worst drought that we've had in probably a decade. But you're seeing things like Lake Mead completely bone dry, your other lakes, Lake Powell, all these other lakes that are just a real problem. They are actually paying farmers in certain areas, like in Blythe, which is south by Arizona. They're paying some of these farmers not to farm. Okay, there's an article out of the LA Times. They're paying certain farmers down there. They've got over $28 billion in money that they're paying people. And again, they've got $970 an acre that they're paying some of these people not to farm. Some of the farmers are saying, hey, I'd probably make more money if I farmed, but I don't have to have the headache. And again, non-farms, non-farm jobs, they don't buy seeds, they don't buy fertilizer, they don't have to maintain anything, and they just get paid off for that. But what about the crops that these people produce? Now, that being said, the USDA just did a report that 2021 is going to be the best year ever for farming across the United States. We're just over $220 billion in foreign shipments to China that we're sending. And guys, I mean, it's a lot of money. But again, the good and the bad with this. I guess we do sell something to China when we're selling them our crops. So share your thoughts on this. I want to know what you guys are seeing with this. This drought is going to be a massive problem here in the West. Now, here's the problem that you have with this is that you have non-farm residential people that have showers and water and drinking water out of their house. That is a huge problem because they just had, in the last decade, they had a huge amount of construction that was done in places like Arizona, and they're very concerned that they're going to run out of water in some of these areas. So it will be absolutely interesting to see how this all plays out. We got rain here the other day, and you would have thought that they were throwing money from the sky because everybody was so flipped out. But share your thoughts on this. About the exports, share your thoughts about the drought. And again, all the lakes, everybody that sent this to me, this is going to be a huge problem because you cannot run a business. They are diverting farm water to some of the people in Central California that that have farmed for decades and a lifetime, and now it may never happen again. So it's going to be interesting to see if they let these people just go dry during this time. So share your thoughts on it, guys. Couple things with Apple Computer. Apple at the beginning of summer, July, was talking about how they were going to ship more iPhones this year than any other year. They were going to ship 200 million units. It was going to be fantastic. And now they just lowered that because they're having a chip shortage problem. Now, here's the thing about this. The chip shortage problem was related to unsophisticated chips. Now it's affecting people like Apple and the more sophisticated chips, we're being told. Now, another little side note with Apple. Apple lost that lawsuit with Epic Games. They just filed an appeal to fight the ruling that you can have third-party links at the App Store. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. It may take 3 or 4 years before that actually happens, and we will know if anything comes out of that in the next 60 to 90 days. So that's interesting. The International Monetary Fund is talking about there's a bigger divide between the haves and have-nots of the world. No duh, okay? So I'm really fascinated that they're seeing that. So again, International Monetary Fund, who was talking about how great everything was and how we had nothing to worry about and we're all, together and everything was going to work out with business. Now they're talking about, inflation's going to be extended and it's going to get worse, which leads me to the Fed. Raphael Bostic is one of the Fed presidents, and this guy said, listen, we can't deny this anymore. We cannot deny that inflation is going to be not be around. It's going to be a real problem. It's not transitory. It's not going to moderate. It's going to be here for some time. So again, people, get yourself ready. If you can still have time to prepare, get a little extra of whatever you need in your life. Get food, get supplies, get anything that you can, whether it's toilet paper, water, whatever. Get a little extra right now. Do yourself a favor because it's on the shelves, okay? As we see less and less right now, this is a good thing that you can still get this stuff right now. So a lot of friends taking the advice, a lot of people write me and tell me how they're starting to stock up. Do yourself that favor. If you've got a few extra bucks, go do it. What's the worst thing that happens? You get a little extra, okay? That's it. But I'm telling you, all the signs, when you look at countries like Lebanon that have been in the dark for a week now, and they can't get to the banks, and they cannot have power to their homes, that should concern you that this could come to a theater near you. So get yourself ready, guys. It's the worst case scenario is that this happens. If there was a major power outage or you couldn't get to a bank to get money, have a few bucks stashed in your house and get yourself ready just in case, okay? Because all these signs, these, these people from the Fed that have told us, oh, don't worry, everything's gonna be great, it's all fantastic, we're just gonna skip right back into it, are now admitting that there's a real problem. And with those real problems, you've just gotta get yourself ready for it. And I don't care if you're an individual, you're in business, prepare right now. Spend a little time and do this. You'll be so much better off. And as the holidays approach, you'll sleep better, you'll be ready, and you'll just be happier with this stuff. The place is nice, nice park, lot to see. I gotta carry stuff. I gotta go back to the feed store and get feed for the birds, because the geese, I'm telling you, I bought geese food a year ago when I made those videos, and they loved it. And then Mr. Squirrel's right here too, so he's hanging out. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Now this next article is from Fortune magazine, and it is about real estate, and it's from none other than Zillow. Zillow says, don't pencil in a price correction in the next 12 months, okay? Chris Glynn, the economist at Zillow, is talking about how real estate went from white hot, now it's gonna go down to red hot. It's gonna just slow down just a little bit. Again, I don't know what these guys are thinking. Zillow's been accused in the last 30 days of price fixing on houses, price manipulation, and craziness, but they're talking about we had a 17.9% increase this year. Zillow's calling for 11.9% increase in real estate over the next 12 months. That is the most reckless thing I've ever heard of. With everything that we've seen in the economy, there is zero chance across the board, across the country, that there's going to be a 12% price increase in the next year. It's just not gonna happen. So I know Zillow wants it to happen. Zillow wants you to keep going to their app and using it, but you guys, everything is changing right now. It's slowing down. You're starting to see all these, panic signs of people selling, and yes, there's property moving, yes, things are getting sold, they're going on the market longer, there's price reductions, there's a ton of foreclosures that are gonna come out very soon that you guys are gonna see, and but not to worry, it's gonna be red hot in the next year. That's what it says. Read the article, share your thoughts on this, guys, because it's absolutely crazy. So I am going to finish this video with these two quick stories. And the first one is from Spectrum Cable. Spectrum Cable is a large cable company here in Southern California. I don't know if they're national or not, but they're catching a lot of heat right now because they actually threatened clients that they would ruin their credit if they didn't stay as customers. Okay? Now, what they did was send out letters saying, hey, you have an outstanding balance, and it'd be nice to keep you as a client, and we will stop reporting this negatively to any credit agencies. Now, wrong, guys. No. Go ahead, threaten me, okay? I hate your service, and I don't want to come back. Now, that being said, again, get a good lawyer. This is crazy. I'm sure there'll be a class action lawsuit over this one, but have you guys gotten that letter? Have you gotten that? I mean, this is crazy. LA Times did an article, Slashdot did an article. I mean, they're both in the video description below, but that is absolutely nuts. Anyways, if you've ever had this happen, share it, below. Now, the last thing is our favorite ginger, Bobby Flay. He's such a brilliant cook. I've learned so much from this guy. And Bobby Flay, the truth is coming out about his negotiations for his contract with the Food Network. That guy wanted $100 million to stay. $100 million. So you guys, if you're cooking, or I don't care if you're doing anything, this guy made $100 million. That's what he wanted. And the rumor is that there's going to be alternatives that will offer him this kind of money. Who? I don't know. But Bobby Flay wanted a 3-year deal for $100 million. The article's below. Okay, that's crazy. It's not my money, but he's a good guy. Okay. Anyways, please don't forget to hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Share this with all your friends and colleagues. Please don't forget that we have the special through Webull that if you set up an account, you get a free share of stock just for signing up. If you put money in the account, they give you another free share of stock. And onward and upward, guys. Good luck to everybody. Please be kind to one another, okay? It's absolutely free, and you'll be much happier because of it.